Hey guys, back to video 2. Another beautiful day here in southern Ontario. We are headed out to my friend's place to put a plow mount and wiring harness in his 06 Duramax. See you when we get there. Alright guys, this is the truck we will be putting an 8.2 Boss V-blade on today. 06 Duramax 2500 crew cab long box, and we're in a nice old school heated shop. Beauty fire going over there. Should be a good day to get this done. Let's go. Alright guys, here is the truck we're working on today, the 06 Duramax. The way to make a truck last here in southern Ontario, especially being a 15-year-old truck at this point, is to oil spray the life out of them. And it's all good and well until you're the guy working on them. As you can see, it is everywhere. So, you gotta be prepared. Be prepared for every job you do. Gloves. I'm a big fan of keeping my ears good. So ear protection, eye protection, and as a general rule of thumb, when you're working on the side, bring any tool you think you're gonna need. I've done about 40 Boss plows in my life, so I kind of understand what I'm getting into. And as a good habit of that, or even anytime you're installing new parts, go over what you ordered. Make sure it's correct. We've got the controller, headlight harness, power ground for the cable to the plow and back, general wiring harness for the truck, and then I've already went over the brackets and all the mounting hardware. I'm not going to bore you guys with going through that. We're good to go. Let's get this rolling. Alright, so that came off really well for being as old as it is. Right there on the ground, that dirt is why I wear safety glasses. That gets in your eye, you are done for the day. Milwaukee cordless tools are a huge factor on why that came off so easy. Same with oil spray. And this just gives us an open platform for working, for mounting the plow itself and running all the wiring. So let's get into the video of that. First problem we've already run into a while back. My friend hit something, and this frame over here where the tow hook goes is a bit bent, so we have to massage it a little bit. So protection for that first. Alright, so those are loosely on there. The next step is to fit your middle bracket. And I leave everything loose because if you tighten that, you fight with it getting it in, and then I still have the other bracket. So this is going to be bolted on, and specifications want the middle of your eyelet hole to be as close to 15.5 inches off the ground. That's the resting position of a Boss plow. For easy hookup, so you can just drive right in. Anything other than that, you're gonna fight a little bit. So let's get that bolted on, we'll do the rest, and then we'll get into wiring. All right, I'm human, I screwed up, and I've probably done this on half the plows. I always get the diagrams backwards, but these brackets, that way, they need to swap. So another hyperlapse. I'm gonna do that and we'll be right back at it. Alright, so the front bracket is done. We've got one more bracket to put on back there, and we'll go ahead and tighten everything up. It's measured out pretty close to 15.5. You're never really get them spot on, especially with this truck. It's got traction bars and extra leaf in the back, so it kind of sits a little bit different. But we'll go ahead and wrap this up and get on to the wiring. Alright, so we got that back bracket over there. You can see it through there. It's all loosely bolted, the whole thing's loose. We're gonna go ahead and tighten up all the bolts you see everywhere. These front bolts are 3/4, and the rear ones, that one, are 15/16. So I'll put a hyperlapse on, we'll do that, we'll tighten it up, and then we'll start trimming to put the shroud back under there and try and trim this bumper to make it look nice and keep my friend happy. But this is a good indication of why I wear glasses. That is in your eye and you have a bad day. All right. All right, guys, it is hotter than not in this shop, so I just keep taking layers off, but we got the whole plow mount bolted up, it's tight. Now we are trying to fit the skid plate, which these two bolt holes don't line up anymore. So what we're gonna do is cut in between them and then make there's one bolt back there. We're gonna unzip that again and we'll make a new hole here and we'll mount it that way. So we'll still have 3 at the front and then 1 in the middle and 1 in the back. It'll still be solid. We'll do a quick cut, bolt it up, and then start fitting for the bumper. So went ahead and got this trimmed up. Fits nicely in between the plow brackets, and then this back hole there's a bigger carriage bolt in there now with a big washer, so it allows some side-to-side play. It's going to be tighter than it was to start with, so let's go ahead and bolt that up. Alright, so that is done, the lower mount, and we've got the skid plate in there, cut nicely around there. The next step is we're going to fit the bumper. We'll probably have to trim a section out here, and then cut this lower part just to fit those. We don't want to see too much of the plow. I like to keep a nice clean look. And once that's on, we'll do the headlight harness and get into the wiring of the cab. But for now, some more cutting, another time lapse. So I lied. Turns out to fit this bumper, the mount actually hangs low enough where I don't have to trim anything. This is unheard of for me. But what we are going to do is take the bumper back off, and it's a little bit, like I said, something had hit this corner, so that's a little bit sloppy. We're gonna tighten that up, see if we can't jam some zip tie in there and get that better looking. He'll be happy about that, and then fully bolt the bumper on and get into wiring from there. So this is so far so good. So all I did, because the tabs behind here that clip into the bumper are broken, went ahead and drilled a couple holes and put zip ties in nicely. Actually can't see him that bad. It's a work truck. He's not going to be upset about it. Put the tabs on the inside so you can't see them. Nice flush cut so you don't cut yourself on those. Best pair of pliers I own. And that's that, easy. So we'll go ahead and bolt this on and be done with it. All right, so like I said earlier, best to lay out everything you have, make a game plan of where you're gonna put it there. So pretty much this goes to battery, positive to one side of your solenoid, positive from the other, out to the plow, ground. It's good to ground on the battery or anywhere with a good ground. Those will be split between the solenoid and the battery. Then you run it along. That big plug those will be at the front. Those mate with the plow. This is your left headlight. That's your right headlight. That is your fuses and relays. And then this over here is the only thing you'll see in the cab by the time I'm done is the pigtail for that. And these are your headlight switch to swap from truck to plow. And then this is your remote. So pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and neatly throw it in here. Next time I have it run, it'll be done. All right, guys, just wrapped up the exterior wiring under the hood here. So like I explained earlier, the solenoid, the power going in and out, your grounds, your 10 amp fuse going to your battery there, all neatly tucked up, wired tight. You can barely see it there. Kind of just ran it down here. You can hide the headlight harness in the back there, zip tied it across the front. Same with this wiring. Pretty much as tight as we want to make it. It is a work truck. It's 15 years old. You can't spend too much time on it. Same with this side. You have to tie in a signal wire and a running wire. So I use the heat shrink connectors. Always have good luck with those. Just mounted this here for accessibility. I just zip tied it there. Customer cleared it. And the only thing left to do is run this end into the cab, and probably gonna slice open that grommet right there and push it in. We'll wire up there and slap this front end together and be done with it. All right, we have finished wrapping up the exterior of the truck along with the interior. We'll go ahead and get a quick view of where I routed it inside. I came through the firewall, just neatly zip tied it up here and brought it around here for accessibility. So that's all you'll see. Like I said, it's a work truck, so he'll just mount it up here and grab it and use it as he needs. Pretty comfortable to drive with. Pull it out, work with it that way. Let's go ahead and line this up and we'll see if it works. So went ahead and got the plow hooked up. Pretty straightforward. Like I explained in my earlier videos. So the way I ran this is your male end of the truck, your male end of the truck, same on the plow, female end on the plow. Those go together. To run your float switch, you would hold your control down until it turns red. That way you can lift it up manually inside. But this is the overall picture of it. She's a big girl, but it's a good little modest work truck for him. So go ahead and fire this up, see if it works. So we'll wing out this way, drop it, lift it, I think that's mint. We'll just check the lights, throw the four ways on. right, that just about wraps it up for this build. We'll go ahead and drop this plow and call it a day. Quickly, just to clarify, when dropping the blade to unhook, you always want it V'd back, so it's in a neutral resting position. And then to run the float switch at the front, you would hold the down button until it turns red, and then you can run that float. Just left my friend's place, wrapped up the plow install on that. He's happy with it, I was happy with it. He's ready to go for winter. It's another thing off my list. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next project we got on the go. See you then.